Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to yet another iRacing video. This time around, we are going to be driving in the Porsche Cup as we are going to be finding ourselves over in Laguna Seca. Now, quite the dark sky, I want to admit, so it might be that we're going to have a wet race. Let's start from the beginning. We are looking to get into this one. I'm curious to see how it's going to be. It might not stay dry the entire time. At least we are off here. It's a standing start as always. We are looking to make our way over. We already see a big crash coming into turn 1. And it looks like some drivers have really got themselves involved into some big incidents in the beginning. Now, obviously, the race is still very long. As we dive down the inside of the gentleman next to us, we gain yet another position out of turn 2. It's well done. And it looks like we are more than a car width clear, so we are going to be making our way over nicely. They're the Firestone Tunnel, now making our way over to the uphill section pretty soon. I see this track kind of known for hot and humid weather, right? This is not a circuit that I think about if I want to see some dark and rainy races, but it looks like it might just happen. As for now, it's dry. We gotta make sure we make the most out of it. See how it goes. More crashes ahead of us here, and we have to drive slowly. We need to take a different line coming into the curb. Oh my god, what a mess that was. Corkscrew there really getting tight, and now we see the driver ahead of us making quite a mistake in the beginning. Be slow. We're able to catch on. Obviously, these cars, they are very different to drive than, for example, your GT3 car, as they are definitely cars that you need to learn how to control. The limited assist, this is obviously a car that is very popular for very hardcore driving, and also the sound that comes out of this thing is absolutely amazing. So if you want, make sure you up your volume a little bit to hear it. There's a big crash happening there. One more car that is facing the wrong way. One was even in the barrier there all the way at the back. You can see it kind of on the TV cam on the right. So messy stuff right there. Once again, more drivers going off. Just by keeping it clean, we're getting positions. And there's another. A little bit later on in the race, we find ourselves on the uphill. And there we hit the curbs and we then spin around. And, well, that will be a couple positions lost there. Several drivers go by, and we are able to rejoin. Mistake that happens at the end of the day. Looks like we're able to continue nicely, as if nothing ever happened. It's good to see here. We are catching to the guy ahead of us, was very slow. Now Canardi definitely had a bad exit, but we're not able to go side by side. A little bit of a lock there. Now he's slow on that exit, but so are we. We are on the slipstream as we cross the line again, and maybe that will be the sign to try and get around here. He is quite slow through there now. There's actually some space to try and get alongside, but we're not there yet. Now maybe we get a better exit, but we're not able to go behind just yet here. Oh, we get the better exit. There we go then. Side by side. Next corner is obviously one where we have a left turn. And actually the driver is now behind us. It's no longer the purple car. Seems to think he's lost 2 positions there. All at once. That is not a good sign. Later on, we are catching the driver ahead, who then goes off and luckily able to dodge him nicely. It's definitely one of those races where anything really can go wrong, and that's showing. That is exactly what happens. It looks like We're able to maintain the position for now. We are getting chased. Still quite far behind, however, so we just gotta wait a bit longer. There we see it dive down the inside. Seems successful for now. The run is on. Now maybe some more comes out. Nope, it looks like he's defending it well. Is he going to overshoot the corner? It looks like he will, but therefore also parks it on the race line. Definitely one of those races where drivers are driving quite far away, but now it seems like he's created a gap and that put on is just gone. But we are getting chased again. See the downside of getting by so many drivers which are slower, that you're going to be struggling to maintain that position. We're quite wide into the corner and we've messed up the exit, so we do see the first driver going by. Like I might have an opportunity, and also note how it's started to rain now. A decision will have to be made if you come in this race or if you stay out. Also, far seems to be staying position. We see some drivers pitting though. This is where the field is going to split up in drivers who are going for the pit and drivers that aren't. Stay out. On the slick tires, it's only a matter of time until you find out, well, how's that gonna be treating you? Driver ahead overshoots the corner. We don't. Focusing on their own line rather than the opponent's line seemed to be a wise decision. Now we go into it again. Corkscrew, and this time he sends it very, very hard, and it looks like he just about even makes the corner. He go by again, and it's costing us both time at the moment. Look at how slow we are on the exit just by not being able to get the car straight. He is now looking to go side by side. It's hard but fair racing, and to be just about spaced, there's contact. Oh no. I'm not even sure if he wanted to come in there. Good chance he tried to, but no, it just doesn't happen. And at that point, well, you might as well tough it out. But we lose positions. We go off track. Unfortunately, that is going to cost us right there. Quite a shame, really. Once again, it just shows that we are having massive troubles to stay on there. Go again. This time to stay within the lines. We only barely managed to do so. Still two drivers ahead of us, so we're looking to get into. Looks like they're both gonna come in. Now, weirdly enough, we are currently only 2 laps away from the end of the race, so they're coming in very late. And we're there just trying to make the corners on the slicks. The fuel is almost empty. We're almost there. See what happens. It's looking like we are going to be finishing this race in the slicks. A hard time doing so, but just about managing. And P7 will eventually be the result, so I think we can be very, very happy with that one. There it is, the 9 incident points overall. We gain safety rating, which is much needed. It sits around 1.7, which is not that high, and I think we can be happy with it, but obviously was a little bit sketchy. We need to make sure we get that up in the last coming weeks to make sure that we maintain the license that we currently have. Let's have a look at the highlights first. Here we are then, to get underway. Turn 2. It's very technically turn 2. The kink in turn 1, which is turn 1. Disregarded, but it is an actual corner. Seems like the start at the back was quite messy for quite a few drivers right there. And it doesn't seem like we're alone at that. You know, it definitely seems like some drivers struggled a lot getting off. Look at how absolutely messy it's getting. Obviously been able to enjoy, you know, the privilege of able to stay clear. Yeah, that is, for example, Duvic Elber going off. Also, we do see some extra drivers going off. But let's just see how the start goes again. This time, it is an onboard. We are underway with Dave Walters in the car. P9, he started in, and he's already up to P3. As soon as they get to the second corner, and he's going to try and see if he can send it perhaps. The space has been given over. And there he goes. He's in P2 after just a couple corners. Isn't that lovely? He could be very happy with that. A little bit later on, we see some messing around in the corkscrew. It's Havard Mifrep. Almost hit Igor Sirov. And it will be Manuela Rubinho who goes right by. Also, you can see us now in this fight, trying to get close. A bit later on, we see the number 17 car now in P2. Obviously, as he had a great start, goes too wide. Able to get back in. Now needs to make sure that he can maintain a position, and he's gone off, and that's going to cost him valuable time. One driver even backwards there towards the end of the field. Shows how incredibly messy this race has been. There is, well, what seems to be a very badly estimated braking point, because if you hit the barrier there, then, well, it's almost making me think he had a kind of, you know, maybe brake failure even, because it shouldn't be like that at all. I don't know if he braked. I guess we'll never find out, but that is not a good way of looking at things, and that's not great how you want to be seeing it. Here we see that exactly happening in front of us. Big hit. The barrier there. Duvic Elber. So yeah, he's not the only one that struggled, of course, but able to once again get going, which is the most important part. Positions, well, they're all gone, and there's actually contact even. Absolutely unnecessary there. That could be avoided. And well, this is the order we are finding ourselves in. Looks like Dave Walters has found this grip again. Oh, once again an off track. Very big one. Then has to cut across the racing line, or at least decides to cut across the racing line. One goes by, and then we see the second, which is Rexy and Roxy expired car. Going to go side by side. Not a great look. Here is the number 18. Into the corkscrew. He goes off himself. A Jurassic Park inspired livery. Looks absolutely stunning. Seemed to help him with the cornering ability of the car though. Just a little bit later, we see the number 14. Doing the exact same thing. Mario Warner there going off, and there's contact. Oh, a very big contact. Just get rear-ended. The drivers then go by. John Matisse can be found in the background there too. Catch up a little bit later on. We see is the number 12 car that seems to be going through the corkscrew. It takes it slowly, but manages to make it work. Now side by side into this corner. I'm not sure if you want to be side to side here, and that is the contact. Gets sent into the grass. Multiple position right there. I suppose that happened, but see if you can avoid it, you want to. Dave Walters then. So goes off in the corkscrew. Cuts across to at least go back to the racing line. His car is obviously pretty damaged from that first incident. I'm surprised he's still going. Just a little bit later on, we are aboard with the number 11, who then goes for a spin. It's Havamira. Goes off. Now many drivers go by. In fact, this spin alone, which doesn't even seem like it's that big of an incident, has cost him 10 positions right there. It's not great, is it? Here we see the number 14. So going off, it's Mario Wallner. Sven Matisse goes by nicely. Alone in this, obviously many positions have gone like this. It's so messy around, and I don't know exactly why that is happening, but I guess that is just what it is. There's a big jump there. Sven Matisse hits that curb too aggressively, and unfortunately the car gets destabilized and finds himself now stuck. Shame, really. Golf car looking to continue. The golf car we're aboard with, side by side with Mr. Walters again. There's contact between the two. And that seems to be happening way too often now. A little bit later on into the corkscrew, we see that one driver's had a bad line, and now there's a huge lunge here down the inside. Mr. White goes by the first and is now looking to get by Donald Griffith. Can he actually make that work? Well, he's got quite a run on. He's going to try and go for a send down the inside. Not successful, as was seen later on. This is Ludovic Schelber now. Albert Mira is the one on the outside line, and it looks like he's successful, but then can't really make the turn. Therefore, positions will once again be swapped right there. And that was also good driving right there to acknowledge their opponent's mistake. See, despite this not being the highest ranked lobby, we're getting some decent racing out there, which is good to see. Once again, Dave Walters with a small mistake. He goes off. That will just be that. Now we wait to see what the number 10 driver is off to. It is Stefan Tune. Currently last. Looking to gain the position up to Seiki Mitsumoto, who's the driver in the white-grey Porsche 992 Cup ahead of him. Successful just yet. Seems like there he has made it work, and he's going to be first coming into the corkscrew. It's a two-way fight here. Yeah, a three-way fight. I didn't even spot the player at first. Right, the door being left open there. We are on board with Sven Matisse chasing Daniel Conradi. Is trying to do anything to keep that position in. There just yet. Looks like Sven Matisse eventually finds himself in a good position though. He's able to pull away. When in the golf car. Havamiro is getting involved in quite a few incidents. This time, that is a pit maneuver. If I've ever seen it, can the number 3 get the car slow? Not really, and now it's chaos. Yeah, that is not good. He is, and eventually most drivers able to avoid it. That was what it looked like. The inside. Here's once again Dave Walters. Is looking to his way out, but what's happened this time around then? Looks like he is a little bit oversteering, and there he goes, can't control the car. Once again goes off. He's not helping now, is it? The drivers go by as a result, and he'll be kicking himself. Not happy with that one. That is most definitely the case. There is contact. Oh no, the Bilstein car Sideways, it's the golf car once again that found himself crashing. That is Clement Fouin. And actually, because of the contact, we will later on see that he actually gets a drive-through penalty. He is going to have to serve right there. There it is again. Well, Fouin actually able to continue. No, not great. We see drivers going by, including Dave Wolters. Also the number 3, Andreas Schulze, goes right by. Now a big group at once. Here the number 12, contact between him and the number 16. And then actually a freeway chain reaction. What it looks like. The camera. Obviously, many drivers here still looking to fight for this hard, and it is obviously still dry, so here's once again the number 18. Goes way too wide, unfortunately. Finds himself losing a couple positions. Able to continue, as it looks like right now. Is on the outside. Looks like he has discovered that there is still very much potential into this. Here's the number 12. Of car again. Is now coming into the pits. Serve his drive-through that he had picked up a little bit earlier. I told you he was going to have to do it eventually, but it's going to cost him time when he comes out. He's in quite a few positions right there. So number 6, Dubois, is losing control and also finding himself now facing the wrong way. Here he goes, the number 6 again. So Matisse has gone by. Sven doesn't really have the pace, so chances wise he's gonna give away that position again. It might just happen, just to make sure they can keep it clean. Let's see. There is that move then. Seems successful. Just has to let him go. Into turn 2, the move is done. This Famity is not really looking to contest it too much, unless makes a mistake, of course, and he can go by again. We'll see what happens. Here's the number 10. 7 June, chasing the Japanese driver ahead, and he makes a small mistake and goes off. He's able to rejoin, and easily. It's no big deal right there. A little bit later on, we still have a two-way fight on our hands here. It's an uppercut. Do the work here, and oh, he goes off. And Seiki Mitsumoto goes right by him. He's gained quite a few positions there. And he also, thanks to the spin that we saw just a little bit earlier, is going to be very happy with how that looked. just be able to move up the standings like that. And we see another spin. Once again, tune going off. That's just how it goes sometimes, right? But obviously, it's still very long. See what happens. Here we go. Another mistake. This time around it is by Yuta Horiguchi, who was leading the race up until that point. Gotta get the car going as soon as possible. Seems to manage well. There he goes. That's number one. Eventually able to rejoin. Here is Sven Baptiste then. And close to Hava Mira under pressure. Diamonds are made under pressure, so he's going to be looking to defend this. See if he can manage to make it work. So far it seems like he's got a gap right there, but at this point, well, you might also be wondering how is all the debris on the track even doing? Look at how much there is. Bends hard into the corkscrew. Seems to manage. Right, well, here is the onboard cam. Daniel Concardi. And close to Dave Walters, was looking to go around and seems to be a little bit later. The brakes right there and manages to make it work. Nice move, really. There it is, and now we see the golf car again. What is he doing? Well, almost losing control, but managing to save it apparently. Able to get the car to the right spots. Let's see how this is going to be going then. We see Mendes goes to Havamira. Also Sven Baptiste maybe coming next. He sends it down the inside for the first. Now right up the German driver's tail. Let's see what he can do. Gonna find out soon. They're coming into turn 2 again. Do the work. Bar seems to be successful, seems to be keeping that position too. Now this is where the rain has also started to cook in. This is going to be Piotr Skarzinski here. Trying to go down the inside of Igor Sorov and seems to be successful. Emma is his next target, but that is a driver that he is actually lapping, so they're not going to be interfering with each other too much, which I think is a wise decision. Doesn't seem to be worth it. Then we have a spin afterwards. Soyrov was now losing positions. Andreas Gultze goes by, and then we see even more. So, yeah, that is just how close the field even was to begin with. Quite awesome to see, really. Now this is the number 8. Seems to be managing quite well afterwards, but he's still going to come into the pits. Wet tires seems to be the option, and most drivers think this is the time to do so. And it has come in. See the Avamir is in behind. Some drivers are still staying out, just like Sven Baptiste, for example. See already, a couple drivers were up to that point, so they have decided, you know what, this is the right call, or at least we believe this is the correct call. The number 6, so why goes by Gorsoyrov. Back to the racing action. It is Dave Walters, also still on slicks. is looking to go by, and they're going to go side by side into the braking zone, up to the Corkscrew. Looks like Walters is ahead, but now can he make the corner? Is he going to go too wide? Well, it is looking like he will. Mistake being made by Dave Walters. It really wasn't his race. He's got plenty of off tracks, and he's touched some barriers too. So, now I suppose that happens. It is just what it is. Later on, see that there's still plenty of fights happening here. See quite the long race, and it shows how these things have been looking. Here we see also that some drivers are not willing to take the risk. He let some drivers by right there. Here's an onboard. Into chase down towards the Corkscrew. Not easy. He's looking to overtake Harvard Myriad. Piotr Kaczynski we're aboard with. Manages to go around the outside here. Question is he going to make the corner? Absolutely. Well, he's going to go 2 of his tires off the grass, but that's no big deal. We still see that Dave Walters has got the pace. Get close by Sven Matisse, but Sven fends the first one nicely. There's still going to be a sender. Yeah, he locks up because he's unsure as to where Dave's going to go. Dave was racing maybe a little bit too hard at times, making a few mistakes, and therefore kind of has the reputation of making mistakes from time to time. Which is obviously just not great, right? And they know this too, so yeah, taking it for what it's worth, I suppose. Still, we see Sven Matisse doing well up until this point, because that's where he goes off to make the corner. Dave Walters goes by, and Ludovic Albert does all at once. That's obviously supposed to happen. But, you know, it is quite tough still. Later on, we have a freeway battle. Be coming in here. Who's going to be able to do it then? Sure. Still very close between the number 10 the car ahead, but it looks like the gap is still clear. Daniel Carrardi so far seems safe. 7 Tune is definitely in the chase and he's looking to get up close. Seeing if he could potentially make that move. Goes down the inside then. Is that going to be what I think it is? It definitely looks like it. There he wants to go. Makes his way into it. And actually we see that is the race leader coming in for wet tires. He has now decided that this is the time where the wet tires need to be replaced. There's Mark Moreno. Currently P2. Chased. Both overtaking the driver that was the leader at that point. We see that Daniel Carrardi goes quite wide. Now it's Andrew McInnes in the silver car. Is looking to make his way around. He's going to be looking to go down the inside of the Corkscrew. Obviously already very successful after that mistake. And that is going to be position coming up right there. Now we see that Dave Walters and Ludovic Elber are both coming into the pits. But that's quite weird because they find themselves, as interesting as that is, currently out there 2 laps before the finish. They come in. Take such a long pit stop. I'm interested to see why that decision was made. It's looking like they are successful. Here is Yuta Gucci. Lost a couple positions thanks to the tire change. Now exiting the pits on the wet tires. This is now the leader. Mark Moreno was going to see Piotr Kaczynski going right by. And well, they are going to be very much side by side into the next corner. The braking zone is on and they see a nice little inside defending. Obviously the lines also changed. There's contact. Piotr brakes. Keeps him in the lead that way. A little bit of sportsmanship, even though that touch could definitely have been avoided. think it is still a very nice call to make. You know, to also accept like, hey, this is fine. Later on, we see more drivers who are now on dry struggling for grip, as was to be expected. So does that mean that it's the right call? What's gonna get close? We see Bolters out of the pits in P17, just in front of Igor Syrov, who's now on the outside line. He's immediately back to racing on those cold, wet tires. Seems to be handling it just nicely, though. So good to see he has that consistency to go for things like this. It's obviously going to be a very close race all the way towards the end. Comes the boy. On wets is Daniel Conradi on slick still. Can't really hold on to the position. As it costs time to get into the pits, you also lose some time by making your way out of there and getting your tires changed. So obviously, the decision you're going to have to be making for yourself. Obviously, this is where the wet tires are definitely faster. Here's Mark Moreno, currently leading the race, looking to come into the final corner then to try and win the race here at Laguna Seca. And he's made his way through. Just needs to make sure to hit his shifting points. It's nothing out of the ordinary. He's won the race right there. Well done. Very well done. Going to be Piotr Skaczynski in P2. And then we have Andreas Schulze now looking across the line in P3. A nice little podium position, but he actually goes too wide. And it's a drag race. Just one position, but I think that was the driver that he was lapping. I think at the end he has still gotten it here. P3 it is indeed. With now quite some nice battles still forming at the end of the race. We have Seki Mitsumoto in the white and grey Porsche, with the driver behind him being Stefan Chum, who goes down the inside and is very, very successful at that. So well done. Just to make it stick. Time to now get into the qualifying hot lap here. This time around, it is from the pole sitter. Was To Origuchi. It was still dry here, so the lines will be different than you saw towards the end of the race. 1:26.005, so quite the numbers right there. Seems to be managing. Coming into it again. Seems to be really, really fast right now. They push the hardest can. Into the corkscrew. Now, this is always the most interesting line to me. Make it through here. Have a good chance of winning the race even, perhaps. Here comes, well, the final couple corners. 1:26.005 is quick. It's just 1:26.008 to be specific, but still. Time stands. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe. It's been once again a pleasure providing the commentary for you. You guys have enjoyed this as much as I have. And I want to say thank you for watching. See you next time.